Hi, gang. Bob Boving here for the Mystery Project. We're now at the second-last chapter of David Ellis's serial, Find the Lady. Andrew Marsh has somehow managed to keep out of the hands of the police and ahead of the group of nasties who have tried to frame him. But he's a long way from finding any answers. Last time, things went totally out of control when Andrew and Sheila Ramsey found themselves being forced into a car crash by a murderous driver. Find the Lady, Chapter 6, in which Andrew wakes in a hospital to find he's not at all himself.
You've rejoined us then, Mr. Everard?
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Oh, my head aches.
Aye, it would.
How long have I been out?
You were unconscious almost 48 hours, Mr. Everard.
You found out my name.
Aye, you had a card in your pocket. You're a member of some club or other.
The Excelsior.
Aye, that's the one. I phoned your home. I believe your family's away.
Doctor, how is Miss Ramsey?
Who?
Sheila Ramsey. She was in the car with me.
You were alone, Mr. Everard. There was no one with you when you crashed.
But, Doctor, I can remember every detail of the crash. And Sheila Ramsey was sitting in the seat beside me.
You were the only casualty when the ambulance arrived, Mr. Everard.
Would you ask someone to check on that, Doctor?
I've given you my word, Mr. Everard. Are you doubting it?
Oh, no, of course not. Have I had any visitors?
No. The young woman I spoke to on the phone asked if she could see you. You were unconscious, though.
Have you spoken to her again?
No, she may have inquired about you. I couldn't say.
When can I leave the hospital, Doctor?
In a few days. Fortunately, you escaped serious injury.
I feel perfectly all right now, except for this headache.
Aye, well, we'll see how you are at the weekend. I'll be round for a look at you later.
I'd like to leave immediately.
I'd advise you to stay where you are.
Why? I don't see the necessity.
I'm the doctor, Mr. Everard, and I do. You're still suffering from shock. A few days' rest.
I am at liberty to discharge myself, am I not?
That's true, providing you absolve the hospital from responsibility.
Oh, I'd be willing to do that.
Would you report to your own doctor?
I'll do anything you want me to do.
Apart from take my advice.
Well, circumstances won't let me take it.
Very well, Mr. Everard. I'll arrange for you to be discharged at your own risk.
When can I have my clothes?
In a while, Mr. Everard.
Doctor, I know your staff have others to look after besides me, but it really is important for me to get to London as quickly as possible.
You're one of these big businessmen who are indispensable, are you, Mr. Everard?
I wish I were. No, the reason I have to leave here urgently is, well, it's a personal one.
Well, whatever your reason, you'll have to be patient. Before you go, the police want to have a word with you.
Just a couple more questions, if you don't mind, sir. Was there another car involved in the crash?
No. No, I think a tyre burst. My memory's a bit hazy.
Yes, I can understand that, sir. Dr. Fergus says you've been asking about a young lady. You said she was in the car with you.
As she wasn't found, I must have been mistaken. My memory again. Who reported the accident?
Another motorist, sir. He phoned for the ambulance. Did you have number plates on the car, sir?
Naturally.
We didn't find any, sir.
Well, they must have been somewhere in the wreck.
They weren't, sir. It's very odd, isn't it?
Very. Look, do you think we could discuss this some other time? I am in rather a hurry.
Yes, sir, of course. Where can we get in touch with you?
Dr. Fergus has my home address. He'll give it to you.
Oh, I see.
How far's the nearest station?
5 minutes walk, sir. Out of the hospital, turn left and keep straight on.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'll be hearing from you, I expect.
Going, Mr. Everard?
Yes. Goodbye, Doctor, and thank you very much.
Goodbye. Have you finished with my office, Constable?
Yes, sir.
Good. Did you get all the information you want?
Well, sir, between you and me, I reckon there's something queer about Mr. Everard's accident.
You're thinking about the missing number plates?
Yes, sir. They didn't vanish of their own accord. And then there's the gentleman's car. He isn't very worried about it. He didn't even ask where he could find it.
Hello?
Margaret? Damn it, I don't know what to call you.
Oh, Andrew, where are you?
In a call box near the hospital.
How are you?
All right, apart from a headache.
I wanted to come and see you, but I wasn't sure whether I'd be welcome.
Will you be at home all day?
No, I'm going up to town. I'll be leaving in about 1/4 hour. Can I meet you somewhere?
Yes. You can lend me something as well.
What?
Sheldon Everard's gun.
Why do you want his gun?
I'll tell you when I see you. What time will you be free?
From 5 o'clock.
Right. Meet me at 5:30 Victoria, under the clock. Have you got that?
Yes, 5:30 under the clock at Victoria. I'm sorry, Andrew. I had to wait for a taxi. How's your headache?
Oh, I've got used to it. Look, we can't talk here. We'd better go and have a coffee or something. Come on, it's over there. It's a damn good job I didn't have anything on me except Everard's membership card. Rankin's bound to have circulated the name of Andrew Marsh.
Do you think the policeman who came to see you at the hospital was suspicious?
Well, he wasn't happy about my story of the accident, I could tell that, but there was nothing he could do.
What happened to the number plates?
Whoever knocked me off the road must have taken them.
Why?
I'm blessed if I know. I'm more interested in what happened to Sheila.
She might still be alive.
I'd be surprised if she is. I ought to have left her in the cottage.
Oh, you weren't to know what was in store for her.
I should have guessed. But I was so concerned with my own affairs. I forgot that the Excelsior Club is next to omnipotent. I suppose I was followed all the way to the cottage.
You can't be certain.
Well, I can. Before we crashed, I saw the other driver's face. I thought I'd seen him somewhere before. And in hospital, I remembered. On the way down to the cottage, I had to change a wheel. He came up and asked me for a light.
But how did they know you'd be on that particular road?
They'd been watching me all the time. Or someone told them where to find me.
Who?
That's what I'd very much like to know.
I could have told them.
You said it. I didn't.
That is what you're thinking, isn't it?
No.
You didn't say that with very much conviction.
Look, whoever's operating the Excelsior Club has either the ability to read my mind, or they've had help from a fifth column.
But not from me.
Did you bring Everard's gun?
Yes.
Thanks.
I haven't said I'll lend it to you. Why do you want it?
I'm going to use Everard's membership card to get into the Excelsior Club. Now, obviously, I'll need more than a persuasive line in sales talk to make sure I get out again.
I think you'll need more than a gun, too. Oh, don't go to the club, Andrew.
I have to. They probably know that I'm still alive. Therefore, they'll have to think of another deterrent. They're certain to make use of the fact that they've got my wife. I've got to try to stop them.
How?
No, I don't know yet.
Oh, you can't walk into the Excelsior Club without some idea of what you're going to do.
If Joyce is there, I'll do my best to get her out. That's all.
Simple, isn't it? And what if she isn't there?
I'll have to make someone tell me where she is.
And afterwards? Providing simplicity is effective.
Go and see Sergeant Rankin.
You're lying to me now, aren't you?
Lying?
Yes. You're really going to the Excelsior Club to offer them a proposition. You'll do anything they ask, if they'll release your wife.
Why do I want the gun, then?
In case your proposition's rejected. I'm right, aren't I?
They tell me women are always right. Are you going to lend me that gun?
Yes, I suppose so. Do you want it now?
Please.
Give me your newspaper.
Is the safety catch on?
Yes.
Is it loaded?
I think so, but you'd better look and make sure.
Oh, I intend to.
Here you are.
Thank you. Would you do me another favor?
If I can.
Once I'm in the club, I'll have to act like a member until I see what's going to happen. Well, unfortunately, I haven't the price of a drink.
Oh, Andrew, I'm sorry, but I've only got a few shillings. I went shopping this morning and I spent all...
Never mind. I don't imagine they'll let me wander around for very long.
I really am sorry.
No, it isn't important.
But you hated having to ask me, didn't you? When are you going to the club? Tonight?
I haven't decided yet.
You mean you haven't decided whether you can trust me again?
I must be going.
Good luck, Andrew.
Thanks.
Is this anyone's seat, love?
What? No.
Do you mind if I sit here, then?
Oh, please do.
Ta, I've just seen my boyfriend off on the train. He's in the Navy, you know. Shan't see him again for 3 years. I felt like having a good cry, but I thought I'd have a cup of tea instead.
So I think I'll settle for tea as well.
Have you been saying goodbye to someone?
I think it's very probable that I have. Have you any change? I want to use the phone.
Oh, what do you want, love? Sixpences?
Yes, please.
I think I've got a couple. Oh, yes, here you are.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to give you the shilling and threepenny bits and coppers. Do you mind?
Makes no difference to me, love. Ta, there's a phone box just outside.
Yes, thank you. I know.
You'll most likely have to wait. There's bound to be someone there. I'll keep your seat for you.
What the blazes are you doing here, Marsh?
I want to explain about the car and apologize.
Where is it?
The police will be able to tell you. I can't. But it'll be a write-off. I was in an accident.
You pinch one of my cars, smash it up, and then just walk in here and say you're sorry. You got a damn nerve.
I was forced off the road. It wasn't entirely my fault.
I'm not interested in whose fault it was. You know I ought to phone the police and tell them you're here.
Then why don't you?
I'm damned if I know. Now get out of here before I change my mind.
I'm not ready to go yet. I haven't got what I came for. Would you like to lend me £5, Mr. Rodney?
Would I? Would I blazes?
I'll have to ask you to think again.
Marsh, why did you have to get on the wrong side of the law? With your nerve, one day you'd have been the best flaming car salesman in the country.
Yes, well, what about that £5?
I only lend money when I know I'm going to get it back.
I'm different from most people who try to borrow from you. In fact, I'd say I was different from all of them.
You're right. The police aren't looking for them.
And they haven't got a gun on them.
Did you say gun?
In my pocket. Do you want me to show it to you?
No. And I don't want to hear the damn thing go off either. Here's your £5.
Thanks.
You hurt your head in that crash, didn't you?
Well, from the sticking plaster on my forehead, that's fairly obvious.
I'm not going by the plaster. Any man with a gun in his pocket who only asks for a £5 must have had a bang on the head.
It'll pay my fare back to the West End and buy a few drinks in a club I know. Thanks. I'll repay you one day. Good night, Mr. Rodney.
Yes. That'll be it.
Double whiskey, please.
Certainly, sir.
Not very busy this evening, are you?
It's early yet, sir. I don't think I've seen you in the club before, have I, sir?
Haven't you? Do you know if Mr. Lloyd is in?
Mr. Lloyd, sir? Your whiskey.
No, thank you.
Soda or water, sir?
Soda, please. I'll help myself.
You was asking about Mr. Lloyd, sir?
Yes, Peter Lloyd. I was hoping to see him.
I don't believe I know the gentleman, sir. How long has he been a member?
Well, he isn't a member. I understand he's concerned with the management of the club.
Is that true? Then I wouldn't know him. Excuse me, sir.
Hello.
Good evening.
You're Mr. Everard, aren't you?
That's the name on my membership card.
Yes, I know. My name's Shirley.
Oh. Can I buy you a drink?
No, thanks. Someone would like to meet you, Mr. Everard.
Someone interesting?
Oh, yes. Come with me and I'll introduce you to them.
Haven't finished my drink.
Bring it with you.
Haven't paid for it either.
Have it on the Excelsior Club, Mr. Everard.
Thank you. Lead on, Shirley. I suppose this is where the management have their offices.
How did you guess that?
Soundproofed walls, thick carpet, keeping out the noise from the club.
In here, please, Mr. Everard.
Thank you, Shirley.
OK, darling. Get back in the club and make the mugs forget how much they're losing.
Drop dead.
Nice girl. Evening, Mr. Marsh.
Well, don't tell me I've been brought here just so we can exchange details about insurance companies.
Very funny, Mr. Marsh.
You don't look very amused. You did the last time I saw you.
I was enjoying myself then.
Ah, you enjoy killing, do you?
All part of the job, Mr. Marsh.
Well, you didn't do your job very well, as far as I was concerned.
I didn't have time to make sure. I'd other things to attend to.
Like getting rid of the number plates? Why, though?
To make the law scratch their blooming heads.
I see. What happened to Sheila Ramsey?
There's no complaints about how I did my job there. Do you fancy another drink?
Are you allowed to give away Ralph's liquor?
Who said it was Ralph's?
This looks like the manager's office.
Well, that's where you're wrong. This is the boss's room.
Ah, is he the one I was brought here to meet?
Maybe. How about that drink?
Scotch, if you have it.
You name it. We've got it.
Tell me, are you as free with information as you are with hospitality?
Come again?
If you knew where my wife was, would you tell me?
How do you like your scotch? Straight?
With soda.
Help yourself. You lost your old woman, then?
I didn't lose her. She disappeared.
And you reckon we've got her?
Haven't you?
You better ask the boss.
Where is he?
He'll be here when he feels like it. Me, I'm going to put my feet up. You better do likewise, Mr. Marsh. The boss ain't particular about how long he keeps you waiting.
Why should Andrew Marsh go to the Excelsior Club?
I don't know, sir. My informant just said we'd find him there. They were right. He arrived half an hour ago.
Didn't you ask your informant what Marsh is up to?
I couldn't, sir. They rang off. In any case, I was going to ask for a search warrant in another day or two.
Why wait?
I'd have preferred, sir, to collect some more evidence. But as Marsh is in there, I suppose we'll have to move in tonight, sir.
Yeah. What evidence have you got against the club so far?
Joey Driscoll worked there, sir.
Yeah?
And he's got cause to regret it, as we both know.
I don't give a damn what Driscoll regrets. He shot that watchman and paralyzed him for life.
We couldn't prove it, sir.
What else do you know about the club?
The Yard have kept tabs on it for the last couple of days, sir. Max Freeman's been a regular caller.
No, that moron, eh?
And he wasn't there during the time the club's open for business, sir.
One of their strong-arm boys, probably.
Alf Jenkins, he's been in and out as well.
Alf only works for characters who give him a chance to decrease the population.
Yes, sir. Oh, so that's all the evidence I've got so far.
Oh, good grief, Percy. What more do you want?
You think I should apply for a warrant, sir?
If you don't, the super will want to know why.
Right, sir. I'll make a special application. I'll attend to it now, sir.
Now, hold on. What about Andrew Marsh?
Oh, the Yard men are watching out for him, sir. No news means Marsh is still safe inside the club.
You been taking your time, darling?
If you've got any complaints about the service, you know what you can do with them. How'd you like your coffee, Mr. Marsh?
You mean there's something about me you people don't know? I always take it black.
Same for me, darling. 3 sugars. Any clients tonight?
Just one.
Who is he?
Ralph says he's some kind of scientific character. I've told Brenda to look after him. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I'll have my coffee over here, darling.
Well, get it yourself. I'm nobody's servant, least of all yours. How much longer will you be around?
Till the boss comes.
What time do you expect him?
What's it to you?
I want to see him. I think I found a couple of new girls.
I'll tell him.
I'll only be here another half hour.
Got a date?
Yeah. I promised I'd meet myself in bed at 2 a.m. I've lost too much shut-eye this week. And if I don't see him, he can ring my number in the morning.
Yeah. Shirley is your personnel manager?
Yeah, that's it. I'll tell her that. Personnel manager.
How does she find the girls?
Well, through the old labour exchange. We'd all have been signing on if you'd been around much longer.
Oh, I didn't realise I'd been such an obstacle.
You were a flaming nuisance, Tosh. Even a mug like you could have got lucky. We had to go kind of easy till you've been taken care of. Hi, boss.
Go get yourself some driving lessons, Alf.
Well, anyone can make a mistake, boss. I'll make sure of him next time.
Next time, I'm going to give him to Max. Now get out.
Boss!
I said get out.
Okay, I'm going.
Sorry if I've kept you waiting, Mr. Marsh.
Oh, that's all right. Alf's been entertaining me.
How did you get hold of Sheldon Everard's membership card?
Don't you know, Mr. Lloyd?
I wouldn't ask you if I did.
I thought someone might have told you they'd given it to me.
Someone?
If you don't know who I mean, I'm not going to enlighten you, but I'm very grateful to you.
Why?
You've shown me I was wrong to mistrust them.
I like to oblige. How is Everard's daughter?
I'm Andrew Marsh, civilian.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
It's the nearest I can get to name, rank, and number.
Your number's up, Marsh. You know that, don't you?
Alf thought it was the other day.
Alf's got too short of himself. Like you.
Oh, what time do you arrange the firing squad for? Dawn?
I'll tell you when I know why you used Everard's name to get in here.
Well, I thought you'd have worked that one out for yourself.
Why should I bother? I knew Max could get you to tell me.
I don't think I've met Max.
Do you want me to arrange an introduction?
Oh, it won't be necessary. In any case, I meant to tell you why I used Everard's card. I want to know what you've done with my wife.
I haven't done anything.
You sent that telegram. Derek Brown has come between us.
Oh, didn't you know?
Well, someone from this club sent it.
I have a partner. The wire was his idea.
I'd like to meet him.
I dare say you will. What the hell was that about Derek Brown?
Don't you know what was in the telegram?
I told you I didn't send it.
All the same, you should know who Derek Brown is.
I'll find out. My partner will tell me.
Does he know where my wife is?
Yes, so do I.
You said...
You asked me what I'd done with her. That's a different question entirely.
Let her go.
Why should we?
You can't keep her a prisoner indefinitely.
Nobody said we were going to. Can I get you a drink?
No, thanks. Oh, by the way, Alf should have given you a message.
Who from?
Shirley. She's found 2 more girls she wants to talk to you about. I imagine they're replacements for Carol Ransom and Sheila Ramsey.
Oh, that's one you've worked out for yourself, is it?
Carol was the unidentified girl they found on the river, wasn't she? And Sheila will be found in the same place, I suppose.
Sheila won't be the only one. How much did she tell you?
Well, she couldn't tell me very much, could she? She wasn't initiated into the inner circle, as Carol was.
Carol was a stupid bitch. She didn't know when she was well off.
How did you know she'd been to see me?
I'm Peter Lloyd, a civilian.
Yeah. How about this one, then? Where's my wife?
Not too far away.
Well, I'd like to see her.
What's that? A last request?
Call it that if you like.
Give me one good reason why I should grant it.
I'll give you 6 good reasons. Everard's membership card wasn't his only possession that I borrowed.
Quite the friend of the family, aren't you?
Are you going to show me where my wife is?
Am I hell?
Have you a last request, then?
Pull that trigger, and in 1 minute, half the staff will be in here.
I don't think so. They didn't blindfold me. I saw your elaborate soundproofing. Let's find out how good it is, shall we? Keep still, Mr. Lloyd. It's some time since I used a gun. Now, we'll wait and see if anyone runs to your rescue. If they don't...
They won't, Andrew, old man.
Roger Sherwin.
But fortunately, we won't need them. Now, please don't try to be a hero again. I dislike shooting old friends in the back.
Where the hell have you been, Roger?
Don't ask awkward questions in front of outsiders, Peter. Take Andrew's gun. Perhaps you'd let Alf have it. Literally, I mean. Telling us dear old Andrew was killed in the crash was bad enough. But neglecting to search him, that's unforgivable.
Max is in the club. He's been begging for a job.
Then tell him to invite Alf to join him in an early morning stroll by the river. He'll understand. Not over the phone, Peter. Tell him personally.
Would you like to put that differently, Roger?
Differently? Oh, of course. Do you mind telling him, Peter?
That's better. Who's Derek Brown?
Derek Brown?
Yes, you used that name in the telegram you sent to your old friend here.
Oh, that's something only Andrew would understand.
I'd like to understand as well.
And so you shall. But later, old man. Now go and do something about Alf. Please.
I'll be back.
And how are you feeling after the accident, old man?
Where's Joyce?
One thing at a time, old man. You look as though you've made a complete recovery.
My recovery is due to good luck and the hospital staff. You apparently owe yours to a miracle.
No, old man. Nothing so unusual. Just a matter of finding someone expendable, persuading them to participate in a piece of villainy, an essential part of which was that they should wear my clothes, and making sure they carried one or two personal items of mine, which you could identify. I instructed Alf to drive your car with the violence necessary to ensure that physical identification would be impossible, and exit Roger Sherwin.
Where have you been hiding yourself?
In a retreat I established some time ago. In this business, one never knows when one will have to make an unorthodox exit.
And who did you find that was expendable?
Really, old man, your curiosity is insatiable.
Well, you may as well tell me his name. I shan't be able to use the information, shall I?
He was christened Joseph Ernest Driscoll. Joey to his friends.
Did he think you were one of them?
I believe he did.
Joey and I had that in common. I wonder what his opinion of you is now.
Possibly the same as yours. Anyway, if there's any truth in the theory of another life after this one, you'll be able to ask him. But before you do so, I have another associate I want you to meet.
Who is it?
You'll find out, old man, in approximately 5 minutes from now.
This could be the longest 5 minutes of Andrew's life, since we won't pick up the action for 7 days. In the cast today, Noel Johnson was Andrew Marsh, Angela Carstairs was Judy Randall, Alistair Tremonti was Dr. Fergus, Garth Merriweather was Max, Henry Stamper was Sergeant Rankin, Clive Mannering was the restored Roger Sherwin, Nigel Lindstrom was Peter Lloyd, Melissa Flowers was Shirley, and Philip Gaskell was the detective inspector. Also appearing with them were Flora Wells, Jeremy Stiles, and Colin Asquith. I'm Bob Boving, thanking you for listening and inviting your comments. Our coordinating producer is Barry Morgan. The executive producer of the Mystery Project is Bill Howell. See you next week.